Some more on this and certainly how it's all going to play out for our market at the Open. We're joined now by Stan Shamu from IG in Melbourne. Stan, good to see you there. Yeah, a real flight to safety being seen in global markets. What assets are expected to benefit the most from this?
Yeah, morning, Brady. Yeah, absolutely. At the moment, it seems that it's all about gold, it's all about the Japanese yen, and of course US Treasuries, and they seem to be benefiting the most. Of course, it always will lead to this when there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. Investors generally look for somewhere to find safety, and risk has really come off quite significantly, particularly in the equity space, where we've seen some marked drops, particularly in the US, and of course locally and regionally as well. We are expecting to see a fairly benign start for a lot of equities here, and of course this might continue until we actually get a bit more clarity on exactly what to expect on the Syrian situation. Like you were saying before, of course the US has emphasized that they are ready to strike, so it really doesn't give much confidence for investors in the short term.
Just in terms of that yen strength, what's that going to mean for the Nikkei though today?
Yeah, it's been a pretty big fall for the dollar versus the Japanese yen over the past 24 hours. I think yesterday when we were speaking, it was trading at around 98.50. It's since dropped to about 97, and it does look like it's well under pressure to drop below that 97 handle. So if we do give that handle up, which is quite a significant level of support, then possibly we could trade back into the 95.80 region for the dollar versus the yen. Now, the impact this will have on the Nikkei will be very negative today. It's probably going to be the weakest open out of the whole region. We are currently calling the Nikkei down 2.7%. So that's to about 13,187. This could get even worse, and we could test that 13,000 level today should this strength we're seeing in the yen accelerate in Asian trade today. Now, with that in mind as well, it's likely to weigh on the rest of the region. Of course, the Nikkei is generally used as a leading indicator for the rest of the region whilst US markets are closed. So this should be something to look out for today.
And for our market then, what is this return to that risk-averse stance going to mean for our market?
Yeah, fairly negative. We're looking at a 1.1% fall at the open to 5,082. So this will be a fairly poor start for the local market. All the cyclical names are likely to struggle, particularly in the mining space. BHP's ADI is pointing to a drop of more than 1% at the open, down below $35. So that's already quite a sharp drop in the mining space. We expect to see similar moves in some of the other iron ore names as well. So that's quite poor for the local market. With the gold names, I think a lot of people will be expecting to see a fairly strong session because of gold hitting $1,425 per ounce overnight. But of course, in Toronto, it actually looked like some of these gold miners struggled. So it's a very confusing lead. But absolutely, we could see that a little bit of momentum in the short term continue for some of the gold names. Coincidentally, we've got Perseus Mining and Medusa Mining reporting today as well. So their stocks will deserve a little bit more attention depending on how their earnings come out as well. And of course, yesterday we heard from Silver Lake Resources looking to raise a bit of capital, taking advantage of the recent share price strength. So this could feed through to the rest of the mining space. Perhaps it's the new cycle where the recent gold price strength will be used as an opportunity by a lot of these gold miners to raise capital in the short term. In case we do see a negative turn for gold in the medium term, then at least they're well capitalized. Of course, on the earnings front, it's another big day. We've got Woolworths reporting today. Analysts are expecting the headline net profit after tax to be up 6% to 2.34 billion. And of course, Australian food and liquor will continue to be one of the most watched divisions for the company, expected to be up 8%. And of course, they had an extra trading week in FY13, so that should give their earnings a little bit of a kicker, and possibly we could see a fairly good report from Woolworths today.
All right, thank you so much, Stan.
Cheers,
Stan Shamu there. First Business, we're going to take a closer look at what analysts are expecting from some of those big companies reporting today, as Stan was just mentioning. Plus, we'll get across what to expect when Kevin Rudd and Tony Abbott face off again, this time in Western Sydney.
Because
The Sky News People's Forum was the most feisty moment of the election campaign so far.